I poked my pen into my teacher's booty hole and got expelled from school. My name is Kai Cenat. I ain't gonna lie, what I did in this story did get me in some legal trouble, as well as kicked out of school, so I haven't told the full tale before. I was in 8th grade, and it was just a regular boring math lesson. My teacher, Miss Jayat, had quite a voluptuous behind. As she would bend over the desk to help certain students, me and my friends would make jokes while she wasn't looking. However, on this particular day, I took the joke a little too far. But it was an honest mistake. I reached my pen out as she was bending over, helping the kid in front of me, and pretended to poke it in. But to my surprise, she took a step back and unfortunately got penetrated hard by my pen. She let out a loud, echoing scream, completely shocked. I let go of my pen in fear, but it did not fall to the ground. It was completely stuck, crammed in there. She snapped her body around and looked at me in my eyes with despair. That moment, I knew I was completely fucked. She told me to get out immediately, and after waiting in the principal's office for hours, I was escorted by police. I am now awaiting trial for molestation.
I had intercourse with my pet cat. My name is Shane Dawson, and for many years I was a huge YouTuber. That is until one day I got fucking canceled, and I don't even think I deserved it. An old video of me on a podcast surfaced where I told the podcast host the funny little time I enjoyed with my cat, Cheeto. That saucy ginger furball. I just couldn't resist. I only committed this heinous act for a very simple reason, because I got absolutely no play. As my side-parting emo fringe at the time caused me to be quite unpopular on the dating market. After word got out that I was a creepy cat fucker, more videos surfaced that people decided to take offense to, where I would paint my face brown and make racist, offensive jokes as a different race on top of making inappropriate jokes around kids back in the day, which, as a result, caused everyone to hate me even more, leading to a complete cancellation of me. Guys, I promise that I have changed my ways. Please, guys, I just want views on my new cringe YouTube documentaries. At the end of the day, I'm sorry to Cheeto. I wish people would just forgive and forget. Shane, y'all out.
My phone exploded in my ass after I tried to use it as a vibrator. My name is Jenny Telia. This destructive tale began when I was left home alone, and my mother happened to give me a call whilst I had my phone on my lap. Due to it being on silent mode, it only vibrated, buzzing on me, in what I have to admit, a very pleasurable way. I waited a good few seconds before answering the call as I wanted to enjoy this sensation. This gave me the brilliant idea to set an alarm on my phone so it would vibrate and I could enjoy it for as long as I want. So I slipped my Android device into my pants, pressed against my booty hole. The alarm set for 2 minutes later. I waited excitedly. The phone eventually vibrated, causing immense pleasure. I just didn't want to turn it off. An hour passed of constant vibration, and my phone had become extremely hot in my pants. I couldn't have ever imagined what would happen next. A nuclear explosion in my poo-poo cavity blew my ass right off. My mom arrived home calling me an ambulance where I had to undergo anus replacement surgery.
I accidentally showed my pee-pee on livestream to thousands of my young fans. My name is Speed. I'm going trending everywhere over what I thought was gonna just be a regular stream. But I've been extra excited ever since I met my idol, Ronaldo. So I was feeling pretty hyper playing one of my favorites, Five Nights at Freddy's, until something went terribly wrong. Chica came for me in game and I got a little too excited. I began to thrust into the camera violently doing my IRL emote. But to my shock and horror, my brown snake slipped through the gap in my boxers, exposed to my entire audience watching live. I couldn't believe I had made this mistake. I instantly closed my stream knowing I had seriously messed up. A few hours passed, and to my disgust it had been posted everywhere and everyone is finding it hilarious. But I do not think it is funny. There are rumors that YouTube are going to ban me from their platform, and everyone will call me I show meat for the rest of my career. I just got out of the hospital, and now I'm in this huge mess. Pray for me, y'all. Speed out.
I've been getting stalked by a zesty guy for years.
Embarrassing!
My name is Drake, a YouTuber, a streamer guy called Fusi, won't stop obsessing over me, and it's kind of creeping me out. He snuck into my club a couple years back and then told everyone that I would come to his fan meetup. I don't even know where he got this idea from, because I didn't even know who this dude was. Anyways, after he told everyone I was going to be there, obviously, a lot of people were looking forward in anticipation. But of course, I was nowhere to be seen. This Fusi guy starts tweaking out, and then the entire event got swatted and shut down. He recently started streaming on Kick, and now to this day, he won't stop talking about wanting to meet and talk to me. He said he would do a peculiar pose in a photo with me if he sees me in Toronto. And he even manically screamed my name in hotel corridors in the middle of the night, literally like a week ago, y'all. I was convinced I was staying in a room in the hotel he was staying at. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get himself kicked out, to be honest. I just wanted to tell this tale to spread awareness. Please, Fusi, just leave me alone and move on from the idea of meeting me. I'm not interested.
I ate my dog's diarrhea shit because I thought it was curry. My name is Joe Bartolozzi. It was just a regular Saturday and it was around lunchtime. I hadn't had breakfast, so I was feeling mighty peckish. My stomach was rumbling. We had eaten an Indian takeaway for Friday night, so I came into my kitchen expecting it to be on the counter. And so it was. But it looked like it had been spilt, as it was not on a plate or in a dish. It was spread over, smeared, all on the kitchen counter. I dismissed it, however, and scooped it onto a plate. I got some naan bread and poppadoms and prepared myself to enjoy. Overwhelmed with excitement, as I scooped it into my mouth, I noticed the pungent aroma. But it was too late. The flavor hit my tongue and it was like I was eating the ass of an overweight orangutan. I was convinced it was going to be the death of me. I began to feel like I was going to throw up and tears were pouring down my face. Oh, my bloody dogger, bloody bastard. I projectile vomited across the room. It went meters and my walls were covered. It's safe to say, from now on I have to smell check every curry before eating. Joe B out.
My mommy wouldn't buy me Robux, so I shot her to death. My name is Addison Rae. My favorite thing in the whole world is Roblox. I live for it, and it's the only reason I wake up in the morning. My mom's so broke, it's annoying AF, I can never get anything I want on any of the games, so my life is a living hell. This was my painful reality until one day I had had enough. I begged my mom over and over, can I just get some Robux? Just a few, please. And she still said no, even though she's working 3 jobs now. I couldn't believe she could be so inconsiderate and mean. So I pulled out a Glock and without hesitating, shot her straight up. I ran to her purse without waiting a single moment and pulled out her credit card. I couldn't wait to buy everything on Roblox that I'd ever dreamed of. I came back to my laptop and spent every last dollar on the card. This was the best thing I ever did. I don't even have to go to school anymore. And I have got the most drip out of everyone on Roblox. I was super happy until out of nowhere the door downstairs came flying off, and multiple armed policemen came swarming in. Someone had reported her missing after she didn't turn up for work, and I was sentenced to 20 years for murder. No Roblox for 20 years, I can't fucking believe it.
I ate a tampon because I thought it was a lolly. My name is Adin Ross. I was feeling mighty peckish and wanted a sweet treat. So I went into the kitchen and then through my mum's handbag and found a box of what looked like delicious candy. Lollies, all individually wrapped. I opened it up and there was one that was already unwrapped, so I thought no one would notice if I took it for myself. It was red on the end, so I thought it was strawberry cream flavor, my all-time favorite. I excitedly sucked it into my mouth, and that's when things turned sour. It was the most putrid taste I've ever experienced, indescribable in fact. And I'm now realizing it smells like rotten fish. To make matters worse, at this very moment my mother burst in. "What are you doing with my tampons, Aiden?" she screamed. I didn't know what that is. Then she told me where it had been, and I knew I'd really messed up. Really messed up. I screamed back that she's a dirty pig who should have thrown it in the trash instead of putting it back in the wrapper, and she ran at me with a belt. I got a bloody good beating, but it was her fault if anything, not gonna lie, folks. It's safe to say I'm never eating lollies again. Definitely not strawberry ones. Aiden out.
The US military shot me out of the sky because they thought I was a meteorite. My name is Joe Bartolozzi. I was diagnosed with diabetes and heart problems, so I wanted to complete my bucket list before my inevitable early death. And at the very top of that list, a lifelong dream of mine: skydiving. I was taken up in a large aircraft that could carry a lot of weight, and when it was time to eventually jump, I was filled with nerves. The skydive professional I was strapped to seemed mighty unsure for whatever reason. We finally leapt from the aircraft and came plummeting down at lightning speed. That was when things took a frightful turn. I saw a missile darting toward me, its targets locked onto me. How on earth would I survive this impact? It came shooting into my rotund belly and bounced right back off, saved by the flabber. Or so I thought. Unfortunately, the impact caused us to jolt backward and be tangled in our parachute. We came crashing down at 200 miles per hour, and unfortunately, I exploded on impact with the ground. Can I get a rip in the chat?